Alright guys, got a quick rundown of a gun cleaning after a duck hunt. I got a couple buddies that you know, they're just getting into duck hunting and just got their first shotguns. Kind of asked me for some instruction on breaking it down, cleaning it out. So we just got back from a duck hunt, shot a couple teal, nothing too crazy, but my gun does need cleaning. It is fairly dirty, and so I'm going to be cleaning it out today. Now the first thing you're always going to want to do is make sure your gun's unloaded, right? Empty out your magazine, empty out your chamber, make sure nothing's in there, okay? Then you're going to unscrew this. There's an official term for this, I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. Right, whole gun's going to come apart in the middle after that screws out, okay? Now you have two pieces of your gun, right? This in here, this plastic piece, doesn't tend to get too dirty, and so I typically just leave it on most of the time. But if you want to take it off, it pops off just like that, right? I mean, after you got it off, I'm gonna go ahead and clean it. But I always just take some napkins. You know, down here we get a lot of salt, a lot of, you know, sometimes salt water in these guns. And I'll take some of this here rem oil. I got a couple buddies tell me that they got some better stuff that I should use, but I don't know. This is just what I had lying around. Kind of take it, and I like to wipe down pretty much the whole gun with this rem oil. Just kind of use it like you would any given cleaner on a surface, right? You know, you spray some stuff and then wipe it down with it. You can use this to wipe off corrosion, gunpowder, you know, whatever else builds up inside of your gun. And also it doesn't hurt to have some on the outside of your finish, right? Because down here we have to battle salt water. Everything rusts very bad. So next you're going to want to pull out your hammer, and this can get a little tricky, especially on a gun that's very worn, or I mean very new. So this thing, it can be a real pain to take out when you have a new gun, but once you get your gun worn in, it'll get a little bit easier pulling it in and out. But now you're gonna take off your spring. Here you have your plug. Keep that in there so I don't forget it. And then you're just gonna want to kind of wipe down these parts, okay? I mean, the spring, you know, not so much. It's really just for your magazine. And then you have your what is this, firing pin? Just kind of wipe off all that gunk. Now you don't necessarily have to take this apart very often unless you want to get to your firing pin, and clean that. But your firing pin, you only need to clean, what is it, like they say, like once a year or something like that. But I don't know, a lot of shotguns that you own, you're probably gonna just leave this whole piece together. Okay, so wipe it down real good, and then go ahead and oil it up. Now, me personally, I'm kind of hefty with the oil. I like these parts to stay nice and lubricated inside the gun, so that way I feel like it keeps me from getting as many jams. Now this is a Stoeger m3000 that I'm cleaning. A lot of other models of shotgun are the same. The Stoeger's kind of a cheaper version of the Benelli. You know, there's a lot of similarities between the two guns. And I've had this gun since I was 17 years old, and I'm 26 now. So definitely a really great gun. I've only ever dove hunted with it and duck hunted. This is the inside of your chamber. Now this is gonna tend to get pretty gunky, so you're gonna wanna clean this out real good and make sure that that's oiled as well. Now while I have this out, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the inside of the barrel. And you can get one of these barrel snakes from Academy for like 10 bucks. Really nifty to carry in your backpack. And then when you feel like you need it, you know, it's there. Now I try and do this at least every hunt. After a hunt, I'll run a barrel snake through my gun. If I can't clean it right away. But since I just got done taking it out, I'm gonna go ahead and do it on this one. So if you're having a hard time pulling it through, right, there's a little groove right here on these barrel snakes. Kind of makes for like a handle so you can pull it like so. Now just kind of inspect the barrel, see that it's nice and clean. Kind of clean in here as much as you can. A lot of shells run through here, a lot of powder comes out of here. So this is the main part of the gun that you're going to want to clean after your hunts, because a lack of cleaning in here can lead to corrosion, which is not good. It will lead to gun jams and all sorts of other problems. Okay. I like to make sure that my trigger mechanism gets nice and lubricated. You can pull these out. I guess I can go ahead and show you guys. So if your gun's worn enough, right, you pop these little pins through on this side, right? And if your gun's worn enough, you don't need any special tools to be able to do that. You can get them started like so. And then this pops out. Okay, now we'll go ahead and clean this up. As you can see, there's a lot of powder residue and stuff on the inside of here. So sometimes you can I'll take like brake cleaner and use it to kind of spray this off, or you know, anything of that nature you can use to spray, kind of clean it off. I don't recommend using anything like WD-40. I hear that that's really bad to use on guns, especially. And you can get into taking all this apart, but I mean, if your gun's not actively, you know, jamming up, I don't feel like there's a necessary reason to. If you want to take an hour and a half out of your day to go ahead and do it, never hurts, for sure. And I mean, doing something is better than nothing, guys. You know, a lot of people might say, well, you're not going into, you know, enough depth, you're not cleaning out your gun very well, you know. I mean, it's better to do a quick clean every hunt than to do like one deep clean once a year, you know what I mean? mean, on guns that were a little bit worse, I've used Q-tips and stuff like that on the inside, just kind of wiping everything down to make sure I can reach it. But my gun stays fairly clean because I do stay pretty consistent with cleaning it. I haven't really been that consistent this year though, because it's been a slow year. I've only been on a couple hunts, but your gun still does get exposed to that salt water, you know, the mud. And if you shoot a couple times, even if you don't kill any birds, you know, it'll still get dirty. So always good to go ahead and clean it out after your hunt. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting it back together now. Magazine seems to be good. So this right here, you want to sit it down inside of that groove first, right? And then it slides up and you line up that hole where that pin goes through, right here, okay? And then you take your pin, go ahead and pop your pin back through. See, it came out on the other side, so we're good. Now, for those of you that have brand new shotguns, you know, this is going to be a little bit more of a tricky process for you because these parts aren't going to pop out as easily because my shotgun is, you know, like I said, it's very well worn in, so it's seen better years, but, you know, luckily it makes for easy cleaning once you get your gun worn. See, you get that black residue coming off every time, right? And once you get this started back on, you're gonna line up your, you're gonna slide it in just like that, okay? Now once it's at this point, you're going to go ahead and pop that pin back on. Now it's not coming back out. It's where it's supposed to be. And you're going to take the other end of your gun. You're going to slide it together like so. And this end, slide down. You want to make sure, let me get you where you can see, right here, this piece needs to go down inside of that groove like so. It should not be sticking up. You don't want it to be sticking up because that means it's not in all the way, okay? Then you're going to take this, go ahead and screw that back onto the top. And your shotgun's cleaned. You should do this every hunt. Have a nice one.